is about racing. Project E. Finally, you show yourself. That's an FD. What's that? An H6?
What's going on, boys and girls, and welcome back to Project Zangetsu. Alright guys, welcome back to another Project Zangetsu video, and this is going to be another basic maintenance video. Yet again another video where nothing truly exciting is happening except for the love of car culture and these fantastic beasts that take us from A to B. So I'm just going to be doing a basic service today. The reason why it's quote-unquote special is because I haven't been able to change my spark plugs fully for almost a year now, because there is a bolt on the left-hand side rear spark plug piston or cylinder for the coil pack that seems to have rounded, and I'm unable to actually sort of like get a good grip on it with my wrench or any other tool that I have to try and get it out. So I've just been changing 3 spark plugs for a while now. The bolt itself has been a problem for a while. I've sort of like seen the signs coming. From the last time I was able to successfully remove it and put it back in, I did struggle to. So it's finally gotten to a point where it's just not cooperating. So I did get some tools that I'm going to try to see if they will help. There's an adjustable wrench that I got here, which I think maybe will provide enough grabbing force for us to actually rotate that bolt, instead of it like relying on needing to have the right shape to hook onto it. We're just basically gonna pinch it as hard as we can and then try and pull. And then I also got this, they call it a snap wrench, something along those lines. Basically it's got a hooking mechanism there, which is pretty self-explanatory. It comes with 2 different ones, which is great because I think the smaller the better, considering the amount of space that we have to work in an BJ engine. And then the other part of it that is sort of exciting is the fact that we're also going to be changing an air filter, which is a very normal part of a minor service in a car. The only thing that makes it special is that when your car is modified and you have to change your cone filter, which is just an air filter, it's different, it feels different anyway, because it's almost like you're putting in a new modification. So this is our new air filter that I got from Auto Style yesterday, and it's not a name brand or anything like that. It's not going to add any extra horsepower or kilowatts or anything like that, but I am betting that there is going to be a difference felt, and a positive one, in the sense that it's a new clean filter. So the one that's currently on the car is a BMC filter, which is a name brand that's associated for performance. and which probably under normal circumstances, if you were to add it to your car, there would be an increase in performance or horsepower or anything like that. With this, I'm just experiencing a difference in clean air going through the induction system, which in and of itself will probably make more of the car's power available to you, not necessarily add more power. So it's not the same quality as the BMC one, of course, but I am hoping to see some sort of an increase, and at least we are doing maintenance. So those are the things that we're going to be doing today. I do also have a set of headlight bulbs that I want to try. They're just halogen bulbs, they're not LED or anything. I was looking for a set of LED H1 bulbs that I saw on AutoStyle's website, but they didn't have them in stock. So I took the next best thing, which is a set of halogen bulbs that they had, which are also H1 for the connection. They claim that they are bright white, so I'm hoping that they're going to give some sort of benefit when driving at night. I can only test that at night, obviously, so we'll see what happens. So stay tuned. Okay, and there's our old oil. Not looking too bad. I don't see any metal shavings. There are some specks that I saw in the oil that made my butthole pucker up pretty tightly, but then when I started interacting with them, I'm not going to do it again because I'm going to need to clean my hands, but it seems like they were just like small bubbles or something, because the oil is still quite hot, because every time you touch one of them it just disappears. So we're looking good. Pardon me, I mean the new oil. Okay, our new oil filter is in. Believe it or not, as dirty as it is the new one. It's just that I'm a bit dirty myself as I was putting it back in. So new oil filter in. And here comes my favorite part of today's service, changing the cone filter. Pretty easy. So as you can see, this is a BMC air filter, written right there, if you can see that. So it would be sad to say goodbye to it, but hey. Now I'm just hoping that this will fit around this neck and sound. Looks like the BMC one was slightly longer than this one. So already noticing some differences, some physical differences. Just wondering what those differences are going to mean for performance. Would you just look at that? Beautiful. No leaks! So, ladies and gentlemen, That bolt defeated me on the coil pack. So I admitted defeat, and I am now at Wayne Hay Performance, as you can see. And one of the technicians is helping me out. He says that he's already been able, this is so embarrassing, he says he's already been able to loosen it, and he'd used a normal 12 socket, which is what the bolt is, which is what I normally use when I service it. But yeah, I guess I didn't have enough grit. Okay, so we are back home from Wayne Hay Performance, and I can literally still feel the heat coming off of the engine, but I'm way too excited to wait for it to cool down, because I want to change these spark plugs and see and feel the difference now that there's going to be 4. It feels so good to finally feel and see this bolt turning. Whew, this goddamn thing is finally out after a year of being stuck in that chamber. Oh man, that was tough to do on a hot engine. Okay guys, it is the next day. Sadly I had some technical difficulties, but we are finally done with all 4 spark plugs for a change. Now here's something interesting. This is what actually inconvenienced me the most significantly yesterday. So this spark plug took me since last night until this morning to actually try and get out. It was torqued in so tightly that I had to use my wheel spanner as a breaker bar attached to the end of the ratchet to give me, to the end of this ratchet here, to give me more leverage to actually break it loose. And I finally did. I had to remove the intake and everything to give myself enough room to work, and we finally got it out. And when we got it out, because the car was actually like misfiring very badly last night when I tested it just after changing one spark plug, so I thought maybe I didn't connect that spark plug in properly, and it was sort of like, you know, not making proper contact and not enough spark. But now I'm suspecting that it was actually this one, because after changing this one, I put in a new one and there was no more misfiring after I sort of like test started it. So I think it was definitely this spark plug, and they are all very badly like chewed up and burnt out here on the tips, a lot of carbon and all that stuff on it. So yeah, it was definitely time for them to be changed. So I'm very excited to see what the performance results are gonna be. But before we do that, now that I've got the battery out and out of the way, I'm gonna see if these headlights, I'm gonna try and install these new headlight bulbs that I got from AutoStyle. But I'm not very confident because, as you can see, the old intake is back in. The old cone filter is back in, because after giving it a test drive with the new one on my way to Wayne Hay Performance to help me with that coil pack bolt, the performance was dramatically decreased. And I guess that is a word of caution in terms of, like, you know, the quality of parts that you buy. People do say that cheap is expensive, and I think I'm starting to see why, because I was trying to save money getting the newest cone filter possible, as I said earlier in the video actually, because I did know that it wasn't the same quality as a BMC. I wasn't expecting more power, but I was expecting a better driving experience just based on the fact that it was a new filter. And what I got was definitely not that. So I'm back to the BMC. As dirty as it is, it's performing worlds better than that other new filter that I put in. So I'm not so confident with these new headlight bulbs, but I'll try them out anyway, and then I'll give you guys the results later tonight. Okay, so here's the old headlight bulb that I've just taken out from the passenger side headlight. I almost feel guilty doing this because it looks so nice and clean still. But yeah, here goes nothing. And here's the new headlights I got from AutoStyle, which are supposedly bright white. Now again guys, I know it probably sounds like I'm shitting on AutoStyle themselves specifically as a company. Not really, it's just that they're associated with the fact that I got these things from them. But as I said earlier, I do understand that I did buy a cheaper part to try and save money. So I'm not shitting on AutoStyle guys. Okay, so there's the headlights on. Forgive the noise, I never turn my headlights on without switching on the car because I'm afraid of the battery going down. So you can't see it on camera, but there is a different color to the light itself. This one is a bit more yellow and this one is a bit more white. But now I don't know if that means it's brighter. So I'll have to see tonight. I'm going to change that one now. Okay, now both headlight bulbs are in. So we'll have to see tonight if there's a difference. Okay, now I don't know if you guys can hear that, but the car is still misfiring quite badly. So I'm not sure exactly what the issue is. I am at least confident about the fact that we are at least now able to access all of the spark plugs. So in terms of the evidence that I have available to me, the only thing that I can suspect at the moment is that one or more than one of the spark plugs have not been properly installed, because that is literally the only thing that I have interfered with. So I mean, I think if it was oil, it would have been a worse sort of problem, because there would have been like some knocking happening, bearing knocking in the engine itself, which would also mean that the engine is basically kaput. So I don't think that that is the problem. I believe that all we are doing is misfiring. I just need to go back to the drawing board and check all these spark plugs to make sure they're tight. What's up guys? So it's been several hours since the last time I worked on the car, and that's because I actually identified where the misfire was coming from. One of the coil packs seems to have gone bad, so it's the one that's on the left hand side towards the rear of the engine. How I discovered it was I let the car idle for a while, and while it was on, I was disconnecting each of the coil packs one by one to see which one of them would cause any change in the idle or drop in the revs or anything like that. And they all did except for that one. So now if there is no response from it when you disconnect it, that means it was already dead. So I think somewhere between the time I came home from Wayne Hay Performance, or maybe between the time I left Wayne Hay Performance and came home, somehow some sort of damage may have happened on the coil pack. It could have been when I took it out and put it back in when I was changing the spark plug. Perhaps it was on its way out, because it was looking a bit worse for wear physically. It looked like, you know, it had some physical sort of like signs of wear on it. Like, I don't want to say damage, but it was starting to break apart kind of thing. So in any case, I have managed to arrange to get one, which will be arriving tomorrow, and that's when I'll be continuing and finally finishing this minor service, which has now taken 3 days. So I guess we'll be testing to see if there's any positive results tomorrow. Okay, so in the meantime, here's a nighttime shot of the new headlight bulbs. Honestly, from what I can tell, they seem pretty good. Maybe they might even be an improvement from what I had before. A drive would be the ultimate test, I guess. This is what they look like from inside the car. The visibility is okay. It's hard to say whether it's an improvement on what I had before, but I guess I'll have to test them tomorrow night or something, and I'll let you guys know. Okay, so we just got the coil pack. I'm about to unbox it and install it and test. Okay, so we've got the coil pack unboxed. So now we're gonna install it and test. Okay, so here's the old coil pack. I just took it out a moment ago. Now, this here is the signs of wear that I was talking about earlier. These are the parts of it that made me suspect its functionality, especially after I performed the test where I unplugged each of them one at a time. So yeah, now we're gonna put in the new one over there, and then we're gonna start the car and test. Okay, so we've just started the engine, and I'm noticing that there is no shudder or shaking on the engine. Everything seems to be normal. It sounds a lot smoother. Because the engine's already relatively warm, I can do a rev test. Yep, that sounds a lot more normal. I think we fixed our misfiring problem. Okay, so it seems like we've had success. It turns out that somehow the new spark plug that I put in yesterday when we finally got that coil pack open, somehow it went in like skew or something like that, or it didn't go in correctly, because the ring that like is sort of at the base of the threads on the spark plug somehow moved up in the thing, which explains why it was so difficult for me to sort of like screw it in. So I got it out just now, and it also seemed like damaged at the like the back part of the spark plug. I'm not sure what it's called. I don't know if that was also due to when I was struggling to get it out. But fortunately I did find another replacement spark plug from the last time I was only able to do 3, and I put that in, and that seems to have solved the problem. So that's a huge relief. You know, it's nice to know that it's not something like more catastrophic or fatal for the engine or anything like that, because now the engine revs up nicely. There's no misfire. There's smooth and linear power delivery and all of that. So I'm a happy camper. Okay guys, that's gonna bring us to the end of today's video. Thank you for watching. If you stayed until this far, I hope you got some quality or some value out of the video. Those of you that haven't been sure of how to diagnose an issue like this or how to do spark plugs, I hope you got some value out of the video, or some entertainment at the very least. But yeah, so that's gonna be it from me. As usual, my name is Zangetsu, and thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the support, and as usual, if you enjoyed this video, please click on the thumbs up icon and leave us a like. And if you'd like to see more from Project Zangetsu, please go ahead and click subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell icon so you are notified each and every time I drop new content on this here channel. And as usual, people, take care of each other, stay awesome, and keep the dream alive. Peace.
I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only the best. I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to I don't want no fake love, I want the real stuff. Everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once.